Okay, what if I told you there's a way to know if an AI project is going to work or if it's going to be a total flop with just a single 1-second question? Seriously. We're about to dig into a super simple rule that just cuts through all the hype and honestly could save you millions. Let's jump in.
Welcome to Super Courseva, where we break down AI, technology, and future skills into simple lessons.
It's a question that keeps a lot of people up at night, right? You see all this incredible potential with AI. You invest a ton of money, but then so many of those projects just fizzle out. They crash and burn. So what is really going on here? And here it is. This is the absolute core of the problem. We've kind of been sold this idea that AI is this magical black box that can solve anything you throw at it. But that's just not how it works. At the end of the day, AI is a tool. It's engineering. And just like any other kind of engineering, it has very specific rules and limitations. I mean, you see this disconnect everywhere. On the one hand, you've got these incredible headlines, right? AI is writing poems, it's beating the best Go players in the world. But then, behind closed doors, the reality for a lot of companies is a really expensive failure. So how do we possibly bridge that gap? Well, what we need is a simple gut check, a little litmus test that can instantly separate what's actually possible with AI from what's just, total fantasy. And it turns out something just like that exists. This is it. This is the golden rule, the main idea of this whole explainer. It's called the 1-second rule, and it goes like this. If a human can do a mental task in less than a second, we can probably get an AI to automate it. It is really that simple. Okay, let's make this really concrete. Can you look at a phone and instantly spot a scratch? Yep, that passes. Can you write a whole market analysis report in under a second? No way. Fails. Recognizing a word someone says? That's instantaneous. But coming up with a 5-year sales strategy? That takes deep, complex thinking. You see? This is the rule in action. All right, so now that we have the rule, let's really put it to the test. We're going to use it to tackle one of the biggest, most common myths in the AI world, predicting the stock market. This has to be the #1 most requested and most flawed AI project pitch out there. I guarantee you, engineers hear this one all the time. Everybody wants that magic money machine. But let's just ask our question. Can any human, even the best trader on the planet, look at a price chart and instantly know for sure where that price is going next week? Of course not. Not even close. It fails the 1-second test spectacularly. So why does it fail so hard? Well, the input is just historical price data. But here's the glitch. Market prices follow what economists call a random walk. Basically, that means what happened in the past is just noise. It's not a real signal for the future. So the output you're asking for is, by its very nature, unpredictable from that input alone. Now, here's a really important little twist. It doesn't mean all stock prediction is impossible. It just means you need a totally different kind of data, something that isn't just the price chart. So what does that look like? Well, think about this. Satellite images that count how many cars are in a retailer's parking lot. That gives you a clue about foot traffic before they even release their earnings. Or what about private data on how many people are visiting a company's website? This alternative data gives you a real signal about the business itself, something that goes way beyond the random noise of a stock chart. Okay, so if we take our 1-second rule and we add in this idea of needing the right data, we can actually build a simple 2-part formula to check on any AI project you're thinking about. These are the 2 things you absolutely, positively have to have. Number 1, a simple concept, and number 2, a really specific kind of data. And trust me, if you're missing either one of these, your project is probably headed for trouble. So, ingredient number 1, this should look pretty familiar, right? A simple concept is really just our way of saying it has to pass the 1-second rule. If the task needs a ton of complex, multi-step thinking, it's just not a good fit for the kind of standard AI we have today. Now, the second ingredient is the one that trips up so many people, the data. See, you can't just dump a giant folder of information on an AI and expect it to figure things out. It needs to learn from examples. We're talking thousands of them, where you have a clear input A and the correct output B that goes with it. So for our phone scratch detector, for example, the input A is the picture of the phone, and the output B is a super simple label, scratched or clean. The AI learns by looking at thousands and thousands of these pairs until it connects the visual patterns in the image to the right label. Without that specific A to B map, the AI has literally nothing to learn from. So, if this is all pretty straightforward, why do so many smart people get it wrong? Why do we keep falling for this idea that AI is some kind of magic?
Well, it's because you almost never hear about the failures. For every amazing AI success story that makes the news, there are countless others that quietly burn through millions of dollars and have absolutely nothing to show for it. And those stories, they just don't get told.
This whole thing actually has a name. It's called survivorship bias. We only ever see the winners, right? The projects that survived. And this creates a totally warped view of reality, where AI seems way easier and way more powerful than it actually is on average. So what's the antidote to all this hype and bias? It's something simple, maybe even a little boring. It's called technical diligence. It just means taking a moment to apply the 1-second rule and the feasibility formula before you cut that first check. That's how you avoid becoming another one of those unreported failure stories. So let's bring this all back to you. Think about the AI projects that are being kicked around in your company right now, the ones you're excited about. Now run them through this simple little filter. Which of them can a human do in less than a second? The answer to that question might just save you a fortune.